There's something living inside you, not some mythical beast, not a demon with horns. Something worse, something human, something you've met before. It's the anger you keep feeding, the fire that rises when someone disrespects you, the burn in your chest when the world doesn't do what you want, the rage that hijacks your voice, your judgment, your self-respect. You feed it, you let it grow, and it destroys you. But what if you could kill it? What if you could walk through chaos, through provocation, through insults, and stay completely unbothered? Miyamoto Musashi did it, one of the most dangerous men to ever walk the earth. A warrior, a strategist, and a ghost in human form. He fought over 60 life-or-death duels, never lost. And it wasn't because he was the biggest. It wasn't because he was the fastest. It was because he was calm, emotionless, unprovocable. Not because he lacked feelings, but because he refused to be controlled by them. This is not legend. This is method. Let's break it down. 1. Anger is a leash, and you're the dog. People love to act like anger makes them powerful. I don't take disrespect. I speak my mind. I stand up for myself. But look closer. Anger doesn't make you strong. It makes you obvious, predictable, easy to manipulate. Every time someone knows how to piss you off, they own you. Your anger is a map of your buttons. And guess what? Everyone around you is taking notes. Musashi understood this. He saw that anger was just another leash, another way to control someone, and he refused to be controlled. So he trained himself, not to smile, not to suppress, but to erase the reflex. He didn't react. He watched. He didn't flinch. He observed. He didn't scream. He struck, silently, calmly, without fanfare. There's a quote from Marcus Aurelius that fits here. If you are disturbed by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. If someone can make you angry, they can make you do anything. You're not in control. You're a puppet, and your emotions are the strings. Musashi cut those strings, one by one. 2. The day Musashi killed anger. Here's a story you probably haven't heard. Musashi was still a teenager when he challenged a seasoned master named Arima Kihei, a respected samurai, older, stronger, more refined. Kihei expected a formal duel with polished swords. Musashi showed up with a wooden stick, no armor, no fear. Kihei mocked him, laughed, taunted him. Most men would have cracked, thrown a punch, raised their voice. Musashi? Still. No reply, no insult back. Then, in one movement, Musashi struck. Fast, hard, lethal. He didn't need rage. He didn't need theatrics. He needed precision. He needed presence. Musashi didn't fight with emotion. He fought with awareness, like death itself. 3. Anger is useless energy. Musashi once wrote, "Do nothing which is of no use." Let that hit. Anger, if not used with control, is useless. You think it makes you win arguments. It just shows you're weak. You think it scares your enemies. It makes them smile. Because now, you're predictable. You're easy to throw off. Musashi treated his mind like a blade. And if you want your mind to cut through stress, chaos, provocation, you have to sharpen it in silence. You don't scream, you don't stomp, you become still. Still like the surface of a deep lake before a storm. 4. Why you keep getting angry and losing. Let's bring this back to you. Why do you get angry? Why do you snap at people? Blow up over minor stuff? Simple. Entitlement. You think people should treat you a certain way. You think life should go your way. You think the world owes you comfort, praise, respect. Musashi would laugh at that. He stripped himself of that mindset. He walked alone, slept outside, ate what he could find. He gave up comfort to kill the ego that demanded it. He expected nothing from the world, and so nothing could break him. He had no soft spot to poke, no button to push, no pride to bruise, and that made him untouchable. 5. The first step to freedom, training discomfort. You think you'll beat your anger with affirmations, journaling, cold plunges? You won't. You beat anger by killing comfort. Musashi did it with discipline. He avoided fame, ate little, slept rough, because he knew comfort breeds entitlement, and entitlement breeds anger. Try this. Pick one, comfort, and cut it. Cold showers, no sugar, no phone after sunset. Whatever makes you squirm, kill it. Build tolerance for discomfort, because every time you resist reacting, every time you choose silence over outburst, you're taking the power back. You're sharpening your blade. Musashi didn't just avoid anger because it was bad. He avoided it because it was inefficient. A poor use of time, a distortion of truth, a form of psychic leakage. When you react in anger, you've already lost. Not because you're weak, but because you've stopped choosing. Something else is choosing for you now. Ego, emotion, fear. And for a warrior like Musashi, that meant death. Let's be clear. Musashi lived in an era where hesitation could kill you. If you got angry in a duel, you made a mistake. If you made a mistake, your opponent would capitalize. And if they capitalized, you didn't get another chance. He couldn't afford to be ruled by emotion, not even for a second. So he trained himself to see anger for what it really is. A momentary fire that burns your judgment. A drug that tricks you into feeling powerful right before it makes you sloppy. That's the first truth modern people don't want to hear. Most of our anger is just wounded pride in disguise. We say we're mad because of what they did, but it's really because of how it made us look. We say we're mad at the injustice, but deep down we're mad we weren't in control. And when the world doesn't bend to our will, we throw a tantrum and call it standing up for ourselves. Musashi would call that emotional attachment. And to him, attachment is weakness, because it means your mind is no longer yours. You're dependent, hooked, predictable. He once wrote, "Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love, or by thoughts of gain or loss. Keep your mind impartial." In modern terms, he's saying, stop being so easy to manipulate. Think about how anger is used against you. People push your buttons, they bait you with insults. They provoke a reaction, and then they own you. You lash out, you lose control, and now they're calm while you're spiraling. They've got the high ground. You look unstable. They look in control. That's the game. And anger is how you lose it. The people with real power, they don't yell. They don't throw fits. They don't argue for sport. They watch. They wait. They let others reveal their cards while they hold their silence like a weapon. Musashi's strength wasn't just in his sword. It was in his ability to never flinch, never rush, never let an enemy live rent-free in his head. If you want to master anger, you don't suppress it. You study it. Observe it like a hawk. Watch how it rises, how it fools you, how it tries to convince you it's righteous. Then you do the one thing it hates most. You don't feed it. That doesn't mean being passive. It means being surgical. If someone disrespects you, you don't explode. You calculate. You analyze what they're trying to gain. You ask, what outcome are they pushing me toward? Because once you see the setup, you stop playing into it. This is how Musashi survived over 60 deadly duels. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest. But he was the most unpredictable. because he didn't let emotion write his script. His enemies came in hot, arrogant, angry, trying to intimidate. Musashi showed up late, casual, silent, still. He made them wait, made them impatient, made them beat themselves before the fight even started. Now flip it back to you. Where in your life are you giving your energy away like this? Maybe it's a boss who knows how to push your buttons, a partner who guilt trips you, a stranger online who drags you into arguments you regret every time. That's the trap, the bait, the emotional rigging of modern life. And if you're not aware of it, you're not in control. You're a puppet, pretending to be powerful. Musashi's entire philosophy can be boiled down to one core skill: self-mastery. And here's the truth. You don't get to master anything until you've mastered your mind. He didn't reject anger because it was bad vibes. He rejected it because it was noise, clutter, static between him and his clarity. And the man who can stay clear while others are loud, that man is unstoppable. Let others act out. Let them raise their voices. Let them rage, panic, accuse, and flail. You don't have to match their volume. You don't even have to respond. You just need to know exactly who you are and move with precision. Because power doesn't yell. It doesn't flinch. It doesn't chase. It waits. It observes. And when the time is right, it executes. Anger is loud, but strength is silent. Musashi didn't just resist anger, he erased it from his system. Not because he was trying to be virtuous, but because anger is a liability, a leak in your armor. You can't control anything when you're reacting. You can't lead anyone, not even yourself. The man who masters his rage doesn't become passive. He becomes untouchable. There's a reason Musashi's path is called the way of walking alone. It's not a lonely path. It's a disciplined one. He didn't chase drama. He didn't take offense. He operated like a shadow, calculated, controlled, and centered. That's not to say life didn't test him. He was in brutal sword fights. He was hunted. He faced betrayal. But the man had no time to waste on outbursts. He had presence, and presence is what makes men powerful. Not rage, not yelling, not ego. He once wrote, "If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself." Sounds simple, but that's the war most people avoid. They'll fight the whole world but refuse to conquer themselves. Musashi flipped it. He fought the world after mastering his inner battlefield. And that's why he never had to scream to prove anything. So how do you get there? It's not about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming clear. Anger clouds your judgment, but clarity lets you strike with precision. Musashi's discipline came down to 3 core truths. These are practical, real, they work. First, detach from outcomes. You don't control how people act. You don't control how things play out. You only control your input. Most people get angry because they expect everything to bend to their will. Musashi expected nothing, so he was surprised by nothing. Disappointment didn't shake him. It sharpened him. Second, anticipate the attack. Most anger comes from surprise. That's why Musashi practiced every day, physically, mentally, spiritually. He rehearsed the chaos of life until he could meet it like an old friend. If you wake up each day hoping everything goes your way, you're already lost. Train your mind to expect resistance, and you'll stop reacting. You'll start adapting. Third, see through people. Musashi said, "Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love." But this isn't just about romance. He meant, don't be a slave to emotional attachments. When someone insults you, they're exposing their own weakness, not yours. You don't have to absorb their energy. Let them project. Let them waste themselves. You Stay light, stay clear, stay dangerous. The goal isn't to suppress anger, it's to outgrow it. To reach a point where it simply doesn't serve you anymore. The man who's calm in chaos isn't boring. He's terrifying. Because you can't predict him. You can't manipulate him. And worst of all, you can't break him. Musashi didn't become feared by throwing tantrums. He became feared because no one knew what he was thinking. He could strike at any moment or walk away entirely. That's power. So if you want to live like Musashi, stop making anger your weapon. Start making calm your edge. No one's saying it's easy, but every time you choose patience over rage, strategy over reaction, you're rewiring your mind. You're teaching yourself that peace isn't passive, it's dominant. It's the ultimate form of control. Let people get mad, let them shout, let them spiral. You stay still, because when the storm comes, you are the storm. If this hit you in the gut, you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe if you're not already part of this journey, and drop a comment, even just one word, about how you're choosing to live more calmly. Hell, even share this with someone who needs to chill the fuck out. We're building something powerful here, not hype, not noise. Clarity. Stay sharp, stay calm, and walk your path alone if you must.